Hello, beautiful souls. This is Masami. Happy New Year. I am so happy to be recording this new moon video for you because this new moon in Capricorn on January 11th is a powerful new beginning for 2024 and the review period for 2023, since it is the last new moon of Lunar Year. And since I'm a moon enthusiast, I energetically feel that this new moon on January 11th is still holding on to the last year's energy, 2023 energy, and a very important end to the 2023. So even though in the solar calendar we're all saying Happy New Year, I am still straddling between 2023 and the beginning of 2024. And, with this 11 master day that we're going to be experiencing on January 11th on the new moon day, when you add them all up, even 2024 will all reduce down. The numbers will reduce down to 11. So that's the master number 11. And for me, the number 11 holds two meaning, past and future, and also things like right and left and dark and light. Because according to ancient samurai tradition called Bushido in Japanese, we don't just have one vertical core or like a vertical pull in us. We usually look at the spinal columns and say, that is the core, that is the center. And we tend to think of it as one. But in the Bushido tradition, the samurai tradition, we actually have two centers, two cores, right and left. And the new moon is really emphasizing that energy right now. So we're holding kind of the two maybe seemingly opposing forces, but also this straddling between the 2023 and the new beginning of the 2024 during this new moon. So that's a great way to kind of hold that intention that it's not quite going into 2024 yet, because we haven't celebrated the new year for the Lunar New Year yet till February. And I will go into that a little bit more later here too. And on this new moon day, I would refrain actually from setting an intention for 2024 and also setting the New Year resolution, because I'm seeing that more and more. People are commenting on setting the new intentions because the new moon, but I don't quite see it that way. I'm not sensing that for this new moon. One, because this is the very end of the lunar year energy of 2023. So I want to honestly honor that right now more than moving already forward into 2024. But that being said, though, it's a good idea to maybe start contemplating, not set your intention, but start contemplating your focus and goals for 2024 after maybe a few days after the new moon day, when you begin to see the sliver of light in the sky. So when we are welcoming the Lunar New Year in February, and February 10th, I will be doing the free call on Year of Dragon. So you can sign up by checking the link below. I put the link below there so you can check it out. By the time we welcome the Lunar New Year in February, you'll be ready to go. So take your time right now, okay? And don't feel badly if you're feeling slowly like getting going on 2024 and thinking like you have all these projects that you want to get going on and finish up this year, but you just can't seem to motivate yourself, and you're looking at the calendar going, oh my gosh, January is going to be halfway over soon. But don't worry, because by the time the Lunar New Year begins, you're going to be flying like a dragon, and the pace is going to pick up and it's going to move quite fast in 2024. So it's okay that you're wrapping up the energetic fields of 2023. Okay. And although I talk a lot about the importance of reflections and revisiting what you have accomplished, and we've done quite a bit of that work at the end of 2023, and I recommend that you actually continue to do that reflection work throughout this new moon energy, we really don't do enough of self-acknowledgement. And that includes myself too. But it's an art form, isn't it, to give yourself the credit for who you are and what you have accomplished, what you have done, and how much you have grown. And we know that the acknowledging yourself and giving yourself enough self-acknowledgement is a form of self-love, but it's really difficult to set aside time to do that, because in general we are critical of who we are, and I can look at myself and say, Masami, you haven't gotten that done, or you said that you were going to get that done and you're still only halfway through that. So I'm taking this new moon period right now to really reflect back on how much I've done and give myself some acknowledgement. And, I think ask yourself some questions like, how far have I traveled in 2023 within myself? How much have I grown? What have I overcome? And what have I gained in terms of skills and tools and maybe courage and even connections? I really focused on connecting with people last year, especially the last quarter of that year. I really focused on friendships and connections and relationships. And that's something that I very much cherish that I want to take into that energy forward into 2024 as well. So you may not have spent some time looking back at this. This new moon is going to be a great time to do that. And, you may feel like, I just want to wash my hands of 2023 and I want to be done with it. And I don't want to deal with this energy of 2023 anymore. The cosmic truth is that the residual energy of 2023 is still here. And we're given one more new moon to complete the year of 2023 and finish some of the unfinished, maybe emotions, thoughts, even projects of the 2023. And the reflecting on the year of rabbit, as I talked a lot about last year, had very disconcerting and discombobulating energy, So I'm sure many of you can relate to that feeling of just disorientation, really, did not feel very comfortable navigating the year of rabbit. But I want you to imagine a rabbit, okay? A rabbit would hop from one place to another with no clear path in general, only what is like green that they can eat. And it can be quite destructive. If you watch even just one rabbit eat your garden or grass or any kind of things, they can be quite destructive in their paths, and I've seen that in my garden as well. So we experienced a lot of crisis, big and small, popping here and there, like going from one hopping this green patch to hop to another green patch, from here and there and then everywhere. That was politically and socially and environmentally and economically and personally. We experienced a lot of these, kind of like not knowing what's really going on. And it was very hard last year to pin down a clear path and see clearly where you were going or we were headed, where we were actually headed, because it was just kind of going from one patch to another to another. So there's just a lot of things happening all across the globe. So it's interesting to note that the rabbits don't have a sharp vision, and often they only see in two dimensions instead of three that we are used to seeing as human beings. So this is one of the reasons why they kind of just go with the sense of smell and they go from one patch to another, but also they get startled easily. So you might have found yourself, 2023 was kind of like that, like very hard to see a clear path forward. And you might have also felt like a sense of like at times shock that went through because of what was going on globally. You might have been surprised by how people interacted with you, reacted to you, or certain things that you experienced were just frightening. Mom, that's kind of how rabbits do react to situations. They do get startled easily. And that was very characteristic of 2023. And on the personal level, maybe you try to do one thing and then hop on, over to another thing to try it out. Maybe that didn't work out. So maybe you went to another thing. So maybe you're sampling a lot last year, not really able to focus. And again, not able to see clearly where you were headed. So please take one more look at your life during this new moon and the journey that you were on in 2023 during this new moon week, and also leading up to the full moon that's coming up on the 25th, to revisit the path that you walked on last year. It's so important that you do this instead of writing down new intentions and new year resolutions and just saying I'm moving on. Because if we don't digest what you have consumed and process them and eliminate them, the residual energy is going to impact you, and you will drag that energy into the Lunar New Year. And, my own path of last year was not a straight line at all either. I certainly hopped from one, idea to the next. Creativity was flowing quite readily for me last year, but it'll just go from one to the next. But that seemingly like kind of a chaotic on one hand, just going from one to the next. Looking back right now, and I'm spending some time looking back at what really happened in 2023 and some of the creative juice that floated, but went from one green patch to the next to the next. I can kind of start to see the thread, even though they didn't seem to connect at all. I'm finding some common goal from this that I'm looking forward to taking this forward into 2024. So I encourage you to do some of that during the new moon period. And because come Lunar New Year in February, things are going to move fast, like I said, and we will begin to see the future more clearly. That this is important that you spend some time getting grounded and understanding, build the understanding of what and how much you've grown last year. Okay. It's self-acknowledgement, like I talked about. And it will help you greatly in navigating 2024 if you do that. If you knew where you were last year in your relationships and in your health, in your career, and with your own self and your own inner knowing space, and in which green patch you nibbled on and in which meandering paths you took, and you're clear on that, then you will be able to focus better in 2024. And like I said, I'll talk more about the Year of Dragons on my free call on February 10th. So do look up the signing link that I posted below here and check it out and sign up and join me. Okay, so let me talk a bit more about this new moon in Capricorn. Capricorn is often seen as the sign of ambition, commitment, reliance, structure, and discipline, right? Among other very wonderful traits. But many people simply use these words or these traits, the energetic fields of this zodiac sign, and just replace it onto the moon. Like moon in Capricorn means all these same things that I just said. But however, it's not that straightforward. And, I want to let you on a little bit of secret here about working with the lunar energy. You can't just kind of substitute the personality and traits and other common characteristics of each zodiac sign into the phases of the moon, although that's what almost everyone is doing. You can't do that because we are not working with the self-illuminating celestial body like the sun. In fact, the moon only reflects the light from the sun, and this changes the interpretation of the zodiac signs completely. And, I hope to go into this a little bit more this year, maybe just slowly. And as I create more programs and things like that, I want to go into it a little bit more that you can't just create that same kind of a translations with the sun and the moon. But for now, let's talk a little bit more about January 11th new moon. And as I said earlier, be sure to review 2023 and come up with what you truly need and require in 2024. But you want to do that through the 2023 because the clues you need were given to you in 2023 already, what you need to take forward. What are some of the tools you need to take forward into 2024? They were given to you, so check that out during this new moon period. And during the new moon energy, your mind may pressure you to get going on the project you set out to do, or, you said to yourself, I'm going to get going on this 2024. You can, pay attention to what it is that you would really like to accomplish this year, but don't put so much monumental pressure on yourself this week. And trust that you will regain the vision as you head to the full moon and into the Lunar New Year. So that's February 10th. Okay. So you have the rest of the month, really, almost a month, really, to go back, revisit, and kind of relax into what's unfolding this month. You will know so much more about what exactly will help you to to move forward and step into 2024 if you just relax the mind a little bit more, especially during this new moon week. Okay. And I recommend during this new moon to address some physical concerns as well, especially around your neck and occipital bones. That's the base and the back of the head. And you can massage this area or do some fascial release in this area. And I recommend that you do this by closing your eyes because this region is connected to your visual cortex. So connected to your visions. So your future vision, but also if you're having eye issues or any kind of eye concerns, doing some work around massaging this occipital area can be very, very helpful. Just even like massaging it with your fingers. You can use both hands. You can separate that region. You're just holding them with the hands, like holding your hands like this at the back of your head. That can be really, really nice. Just closing your eyes and doing those kind of motions as well. And 2024 is going to be a year that your physical body will be asked to do a lot to keep up with you being grounded and staying flexible as the earth shakes and rumbles. And, we are going to be experiencing a lot in 2024. You might say, oh my gosh, I experienced so much in 2023. More is coming. The fact is, the answer is yes. It's not easy to be on this earth right now, but you do want to build trust and you want to build some of these little tools that I'm sharing, some of the supplements that I'm sharing, which I will be doing some supplement call next week coming up. So, stay tuned to that. I will be emailing you about when that I will be doing a supplement call. So stay tuned to that. But it is, you have a great responsibility to take good care of your own body and love who you are, especially this year. And I would say the first 3 months are the key to really reconnect with the patterns that will support your physical body. And because we're not going to have any retrogrades happening, any retrogrades happening till beginning of April. So, and until end of March, you have plenty of time to kind of settle in, relax in. So don't feel rushed. That's just your mind trying to get you to get going and get you all nervous about things. Okay. So relax, sit back, revisit, write down some of the things you've learned last year, some tools and connections you've made. And during this week, review some of your habits and patterns and discern what to keep and what to change, especially when it comes to your body, so that you can honor this body and love this embodied being fully, because you are this body. Without this body, you will have a hard time moving forward in 2024. And your spirit is here to support you quite a bit in 2024. So the body, mind, spirit, the spirit already is with you. Okay. Spirit is like, yes, let's do this. Let's go. So your job right now is to get the body and the mind to connect back in, and you take care of those two elements quite a bit so that the spirit goes, yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's do this together as a trio. Okay. But, trust me that you're already stepping into this year with one foot because of the energetic field of that 11. But also trust me when I say you also are still straddling back to the 2023 yet. So as challenging as this sounds, because many of us just want to move forward, connect back to the 2023 and work on getting your physical body ready to embark on this fantastical journey on the dragon's back, and prepare yourself because it's going to fly high up in the sky and it'll dive deeply into the core of who you are in the earth also. And it's going to move fast. That's why take care of this first beginning 3 months. Slow it down, consciously slow it down, because you'll have plenty of time to move forward come April. Okay. So take your time. Spend some time enjoying the energetic fields of that number 11, the powerful, energetic number that gives you this ability to hold past and the future at the same time. And don't forget to spend some time revisiting 2023 and collect the tools that you want to bring forward to 2024. I look forward to being with you, and I look forward to creating the more videos to come this year for the moon-oriented videos and talking to you about the year of dragon in February. Namaste.